Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of Royal Black and Elite. Today I wanted to come by. It's a sad story that I wanted to share with you all about a man named Marshawn Kneeland. He played with the Dallas Cowboys, and unfortunately, he took his own life. I wanted to pay tribute to him because I'm, of course, a Texan, used to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. You've grown to kind of know they're going to lose, so you kind of get used to that. But all jokes aside, there is a crisis going on with our young black men who are taking their own lives. I just did a story on this not long ago about the young man who was found on the campus. Now, there were some, questions regarding that story. We still haven't heard anything about the autopsy that came out. I'll definitely keep you posted. But with this young man, there was some things surrounding his story as well. So I wanted to give you a little bit about the story, a little bit about his background, and of course, pay tribute to his life. Bring this to light because it's so important. Now, Leland was born on July the 8th, 2001, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he was a baller from a child. Even when he was in high school at the Godwin Heights High School in Wyoming, Michigan, he was a defensive player, and he set career records in tackles for loss, and sacks for the high school. Now, this is according to the Western Michigan University Athletic. Now, he went on to play in college for the Western Michigan University, and he played there for 4 years from 2019 to 2023. And brother was massive, 6'3", 268 pounds. So he was a really big man, and he was really good too, because in 2024, he was drafted by the NFL, by the Dallas Cowboys. And he was drafted in the second round. He was number 56 overall. Now, he wore number 94, big dude, and in his rookie year, he appeared in 11 games. And as football players, I have family members who play in the NFL, who coached for the NFL. So I see it. To be able to play as a rookie is a really, really big deal. And so he must have been really, really good. Now, in 2025, he scored his first career sack. So he was already doing really well. And at the height of his career, just this past weekend, last weekend, he blocked a punt in the end zone, and he scored his first NFL touchdown on Monday Night Football. He was playing against Arizona. We were playing against Arizona. So, it is so sad to know that that happened. And then on the 6th, he passed away. He took his life. We'll get into that a little bit, but I wanted to give a little background about his career. Now let's talk about what actually happened. There is no record of him having mental health issues, but when his girlfriend called 911 to let them know that there was something going on, she did express, according to the New York Post, that he did have mental health concerns and that he did say that he would end it all. He even texted one of his family members right before he took his own life, goodbye. That's according to TMZ. So that was proof that maybe that he was having some issues. Now, there's no record if he was in counseling or if he was getting help, but we do know that that's what she said. Now, his mother had passed, so there is some speculation as to was he ever able to really recover from his mother's passing, and that he had been showing a little bit of mental challenges since then. So he was still in mourning, in my opinion. His mother passed right before he was drafted, and if he was drafted in 2024, that means his mother has not even been gone. Maybe she's been gone a little over a year. So, oh, we pray for this young man's family. There's no mention of marriage or children, so we pray for those who he did leave behind, his family members that he did leave behind. Now, listen, y'all, on November the 6th, Marshawn was getting ready to get pulled over by the Texas Department of Public Safety. But instead of stopping, he fled. And so I guess they let him go because they didn't find him till later on where the crash had been abandoned. But he was discovered nearby from something that he had done to himself with a pow. So that's how he passed away. It was classified as a self-inflicted gunshot, self-inflicted wound. Now, Details are still under investigation. There is some questions, whenever, they find him on the side of the road, they say he took his own life. But again, the girlfriend, the only reason I'm kind of leaning toward maybe it being true, not saying that, police lie or anything like that. I have those of my own family, so I don't want to disparage anybody in this conversation. But what I'm saying is there is sometimes questions in the state of Texas about that. And so I'm sure there'll be some more investigation going on. But his girlfriend did say he had mental issues. So we do, want to honor his life. He did wear the number 94. I'm sure they'll hang it up this Sunday at the Dallas Cowboy game. But I don't want to be remiss in wondering. And I want to know what y'all think down below. Is it CTE? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people in the NFL who have taken their life, and later on they discovered that they had CTE. Aaron Hernandez, the guy who took the lives of some other people, he was discovered to have CTE. And so I'm just wondering, is that it? Is that a problem within the NFL? The other thing that I'm wondering is, are they getting the help they need around mental health? Because if they knew the young man had lost his mom, and he was struggling with that, were they reaching out? Was the Cowboys, getting the help that they need? I'd be curious to know that as well. Put it down below. What do you think it is? Was it because of his mom? Was it because of CTE? Or do you think it was a kind of a combination of both? The young man has been playing since he was a little boy, overachiever, obviously, drafted to the NFL, starting as a rookie. So we know this young man took a lot of hits throughout his career. And you got to wonder, is this having, an effect on our youth, having an effect on our men, period? And I know there's been a lot of people pulling their kids out of football because of these issues that are showing up later on. And I can tell you, my family members who have played in the past definitely are having physical problems now. Thankfully, none of them are having mental issues, but definitely physical problems. So those are just some questions I had as we look now at another young man who's taken his life. I pray for his family. This is just so sad, y'all. Put a heart down below for this young man's life. If you watch the Dallas Cowboys in the last year, at least 11 games, we saw this young man play. We may not have known his name then, but we know it now. And so could you just put a heart down below? Put your comments on your kids playing football. Are y'all part of the NFL? What do you think? I was thinking, how can you make the NFL safer? Do we just do flag football from now on? Would you still watch if it was just flag football? Y'all, just tell me down below. Now, remember, I always love to do history, so it's also some great lessons down below. Hunter's Point, episode 5 is coming out on Friday. Y'all, thank you all for tuning in. Altogether, we have like 6,000 views. I'm so excited. And we're at 48,000 subscribers. Guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you have never tuned in before, welcome. This is the Royal Black and Elite family. We talk about everything to do with elite Black news, about royals and the culture affecting it. So thank you all for tuning in. Then lastly, if you are dealing with some mental health crisis, there's a phone number. Text 988 in the United States. If you are dealing with some problems mentally, if you need to talk to someone, you need some help, you all. There is help out there. Don't sit and suffer alone. So I thank you all for joining me for another great episode, and have a wonderful day. Now, y'all remember, my episodes are always for entertainment and educational purposes only, and the Fair Act use is in effect. So I'll see you on another great episode of Royal Black and Elite. Thank you.